All right, all right. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Alphas? How is everyone today? So awesome to see you. Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness, we got a good one planned for you this morning. So hello to all of you who are just rolling in live. Hello to all of you checking out the recording. Welcome to Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday is going extra good so far. So appreciate you being here. As you see me glancing away, I'm just checking out all the people who are rolling in this morning, and so awesome to see you. Top of the morning, happy Tuesday. We'll get going here in just a moment. Today we have a guest, and oh my goodness, it is going to be good. It's going to be really good stuff. I'm sure of it. Hello, Scott. I see your note. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Top of the morning. How's everyone else today? Go ahead and type in the chat how your morning is going so far. Let me know. Mine's going really good. I did some writing. I did some planning. I did a quick little exercise, and I'm feeling good. Feeling ready to rock and roll here on Tuesday. Hi, Jim. Hello, Justin. Hi, Anna Lee. Yes, it is bright and beautiful. Hi, Lori. It is going to be an amazing day. Love all the notes that are coming in. Love all the people who are showing up. And yeah, in just a minute, we're going to invite on our guest for today. You have met him before. You know him, you love him. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with our guest today. Yes, Scott says August will be simply amazing. I so agree with that. I hope everyone is on their way toward their epic August and everything we talked about yesterday. I hope at least you have that first action step in your schedule so that you can go make progress, so you can go have an epic August, so you can go accomplish something really cool this month. All right, guys, it looks to me like it is time to launch here. It's the top of the hour. And so what we're doing today, what we do on Tuesdays is live coaching. Sometimes I'll bring in a guest to help them. I will coach them. And you can watch me coach them, and you can learn from their experience. You can learn from what I'm telling them to do, the tips that I'm giving them, the input that I am giving them. You can learn from that. And sometimes we bring on a guest so that we can learn from them so that they can coach us. And today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring on my really good friend, Justin Knoll. And Justin, you met back about a month and a half ago. He's an Alpha State member. He's a realtor extraordinaire in Denver with Madison and Company, and he has a really, really cool little lesson that he's going to share with us today. And what I'm going to do is find him here on my list, and I'm going to invite him on as a panelist, and we are going to get some knowledge from my man. Here he comes. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. How about you all? You getting excited? There he is. What's up, Justin? Go ahead and unmute yourself, my man. There you are. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I still can't figure out mute on Zoom. Apparently 4 months is not enough. So
right? Hey, I love your hat.
I'm wearing a hat. It's just kind of a hot mess today.
It's all good, man.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Doing awesome. Doing much better than I was, I will say.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
All right, cool. That's cool. Hey, I so appreciate you being here. Always appreciate learning from you, and any time to connect with you, I love. And so you're the man for being here. You were. Do I have that right? Was it about 6 weeks ago that you joined us?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And so we've had some new people join since then. So there may be some people that are meeting you for the first time. Like I said before, Justin is a realtor extraordinaire in Denver with Madison and Company. He runs a team. Justin also coaches a lot of people, a lot of organizations, companies, and yeah, so you have some awesome knowledge to share. Hey, Justin, the way I thought we'd start, if it's all right, is there anything that's come up for you as a takeaway from Alpha State since the last time you've been on, just to kind of warm things up?
Yeah, I was thinking so much about technical stuff, and you are very technical, which I love. You have a process to everything. Everything is very defined. And I was thinking about what I've applied from that. But I will tell you, I'll keep it as simple as possible. It was a few weeks ago, actually 2.5 weeks ago. I was on the struggle bus. I found myself just wrapped up in nonsense. I could look at my phone, I could hold my phone in my hand, and without looking at it, I knew which button, I knew on my screen where CNN was, I knew where Facebook was, I knew where all that was. And that became a habitual thing for me. And I know that it does for probably all of us, where you go to your comfort zone, right? The number one human need we have is certainty. And I was certain if I pushed this button, I would read some news. The certainty now became, the more I read this news, the worse off I was getting. And it could be any news network. And so what I did, Eric, was I got in my own head, and I just remember one of the first things you ever saw on Alpha State was, we're just trying to figure it out. And so what I did was took the pressure off of myself, and I eliminated that stuff. So I pulled all the news outlets off the front page of my phone and put them on the third page of my phone, which I don't even go to. I pulled all the social media stuff off of my front page of my phone, which has allowed me not to go to it. Now, I had a birthday. I turned 44 in July. And I don't know what I was expecting, like parades and balloons and, all kinds of stuff. It didn't happen, right? It's just another birthday for an older guy during a pandemic. Well, it hit me hard that life is still going on. And really, we're just all trying to figure it out. And all this stuff really it doesn't matter as much as we think it does. So it was at that point I got off my pity party, and I just said, I'm going to get my mindset right. And so for me, it was getting those things, the habit forming things out of my way and just resetting myself. So I pulled all that off. I've not watched the news much. I'm a news junkie. I always have been since I was a kid, but that was big for me. It was just a mental reset. And I could hear Eric in my head, we're just trying to figure this out. And what that did for me was took the pressure off. Cool. And it gave me permission to just try. And it's been so much better. So I would urge you guys, if you're getting wrapped up in the news cycle or the frustration of what's going on, walk away for a while. There's nothing you can do about it. So
I love that, man. I love it. Yeah. So we're figuring it out, and it's a habit, right? So being on the struggle bus is because of habits, and being off the struggle bus is because of habits. So I love the simple exercise of just moving that junk to the third, fourth page of your phone. Don't make it less easy to open up. Yeah. And my apologies if you sent me a Facebook message to say happy birthday. I haven't looked at it. I don't care. So it's not that I don't love you. I just don't care right now. Yeah, right. Oh, that's good stuff, man. I appreciate that. So let's get to this thing I learned from you a while ago. I was trying to think about when. It's been a while ago. Super powerful, really simple lesson that's about your time. It's about your worth. It's about your value. It's about money. It's about delegation. And I don't want to steal thunder. So you just go, man. Just walk us through this. Here's what you'll learn about me. Technology and I are not friends right now. We do not get along. My team laughs at me. My family laughs at me. So I have this. Here's my screen share. Cool. Right. So what this is you'll see 50 is backwards, but 15, 50, 100, and 500. And what this represents is dollars per hour. And so I started to figure out that we as professionals and a lot of people in sales, we're lumping the $15 an hour work in with the $100 and the $500 an hour work. The reality is they're not the same. They don't work the same. They should not get the same attention. And that's when the light bulb went off for me. Was I was spending most of my time in the $15 and $50 an hour work, right? For realtors or sales professionals, we wake up in the morning, we usually have a to-do list, right? There's 25 things I'm going to do today, and I'm going to knock this stuff out. And you get home and you lay your head down at night and you go to bed, and maybe your spouse says, how was your day? And I was really productive. And then you reflect back on those 25 things that you did, and not one of them, or very few of them, actually drove revenue, right? They're putting lock boxes on houses. They're building a brochure. They're getting a signature on something, things that we really do not have to spend our time on. And there are much better people suited for that skill than us right now. And so the project for me was, I just call it a whiteboard project. I have a big whiteboard in my office and I'm always writing on it. But what I do and what I coach people to do is just take that whiteboard and just start writing everything down that you do in real estate.
or your job, whether it be from, filling the water pitcher to going to closings, to making calls, to marketing, to whatever it is, and be very specific with that. And just write it down. It should take a week to 2 weeks to really push through. There's always going to be this working project, right? I'm pointing to my whiteboard. There's always going to be this working kind of document, and that will change. All of a sudden you'll be, oh, this is a new one. I better go write that down. So give yourself a week or so to really define what these are. And you don't have to go in detail, just lockbox on house, build brochure, whatever it is, just keep writing. So then once you have that whiteboard filled up with all the things you think you do in real estate, it's time to bust out a red and it's time to bust out a green. And it really becomes what I call a job draft. And I see a lot of realtors who say, I need an assistant. And those of you who are real estate or sales professionals, and you've thought about hiring an assistant, here's what I hear most. I need help. I just don't know what, right? I'll just hire somebody and I'll figure it out when it comes. Well, that relationship never works and that person never stays because there's lack of clarity, and lack of clarity creates issues within, and they'll end up going and finding another job. So you're back to square one. The issue that we find is we have not clearly defined where we should be spending time and where this person or a third party can help you to delegate out some of this work. So that whiteboard project, you have everything written down in whatever color you want, not red or green, white and black, blue, whatever. Now you take and you circle in red the ones that you should not be doing, that you do not have a skill set for. You do not think they're valuable to your time, your energy. There's things you don't like to do, just things that really bog you down. Maybe you're a left brain person and this is more of a right brain project, and there's this constant conflict of, oh, here I go, I have to do this today. And it creates this internal battle, and that's when you're not at your best. So you circle that with red, and that red circle represents the job description of what you will hire somebody for. Right? So now you can hand that person that list and say, everything that's up there in red, that's your job. And we're going to focus directly on that. Now the green is green for a reason. That's how you make money, right? Putting a lockbox or building a brochure, it doesn't make you dollars. It does not make you money. And the sooner we understand and realize that, the sooner we can get to real work. The real work of what we do is connecting with people and just being that person that puts it all together, right? The puzzle creator, we put it all together. And I see most professionals pretending that they're busy and saying that they're busy with all this other stuff that doesn't drive revenue. And so the green is the revenue drivers. These are the going golf with a network. These are going to networking events and if we can do that again, right? These are the doing your real estate reviews for clients. These are making unsolicited calls to check in on people, doing pop buys, that kind of stuff where you're actually physically connected to somebody. That's how we drive revenue in this business. Now, we've got to do those things like show houses and write offers, but you shouldn't lead with that. That's not what you do. And the more you think that's what you do, the further behind you're going to get. So I urge everybody to get a whiteboard or a Word document or whatever it is, and just start writing them out, and then start really designating what you see as a green or a red, a revenue driver or something you need to delegate out. There's two things. It's time and it's energy, and that will equal the money. That will equal the revenue side. I coach a lot of people that are looking for more balance in their life. They're not necessarily brand new to sales or real estate or whatever, but they're at that level of, I'm busy, I'm missing soccer games, having to work weekends and nights when maybe I'm missing things with my family or friends. They're craving that balance. They're willing to trade dollars. They're willing to say, I don't want to make as much, but I need something in return that's going to fill my cup. And that's where I spend a lot of time. And this, my friends, is where you can get that time back. This is your time and energy back to your life. So this whiteboard project is everything. Now, once you have your greens, now you just time block those in, right? Now you're in control of your schedule and just saying, on every other Tuesday, I do this, or every week at 2 to 4 o'clock on Thursdays, I do this with clients or whatever it is. So this has been the most clarity giving project that I've found. It's very simple. It requires you to do some deep digging, and it requires you to give up control. which is what is I would say probably our number one threat to us as professionals, is not willing to give up control. It's a good thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Justin, this is so good. I love the simplicity of it. It's so powerful. It's so straightforward. A couple things I would add to what you said. Well, first I would say that when I learned this, I did it, and it made a huge, huge difference for me. So I'm forever grateful for this lesson. The red stuff, man, the red stuff is addictive, and it's such a trap because it feels so good to do the red stuff, because you're just checking stuff off the list, and you're like, hey, look at me, I'm getting all this stuff done, and check me out. And like you said, you tell your spouse in the evening, oh yeah, I was super productive today. Yeah, but what did you really do to build your business, drive your business, build relationships, build revenue? You really did nothing. You did a bunch of busy work. The ROI on the green stuff and offloading the red stuff is massive, because it's either getting more time back in your schedule so that you can spend more time with friends, family, or doing stuff on your own, whatever you want to do, or it allows you to spend even more time on the green stuff. So that, the ROI is just massive. So I think it's just a simple exercise of just catching yourself when you're doing something that you think might be busy work. Just catch yourself and say, all right, if I wasn't doing this, how much would I pay someone to do this?
Yeah.
And also it's, I think, and please expand on this. I think, Justin, this is a matter of understanding and owning what your worth is, and also coming up with a number, what are you worth on a $1 per hour basis? Yeah. And so if you're worth, I'll make it up. If you're worth $100 an hour, $500 an hour, there you are doing this thing. Would you pay someone $500 an hour to do this thing, right? It's as simple as that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people get tricked into buying leads and all that, which I have no problem with, but that's in essence what you're doing. You're paying high dollars for somebody else to go out and find these relationships for you at $500 to $1,000 an hour is the reality, if not more, if not $5,000 an hour. I hear some of these lead generation costs, and I go, holy cow. And what you're basically saying is, I'm just going to stay on the left side of the matrix, and I'm just going to do the grunt work, which is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you're never going to tap your highest potential. You're never going to reach that highest level of income or time back. That's absolutely the reality. Now, here's the good news, Eric, is on these 15 and 50s, or this kind of the secondary work in today's world, you can find people that are willing to trade less dollars. They're willing to say, you don't have to pay me as much, but if you give me flexibility in my schedule, and I can do some of these things at night or overnight or early in the morning, so I can go hike, sound familiar, bike, golf, whatever during the day, young people are willing to trade dollars for time. And this can help you really find somebody that just, who cares when the job is done, as long as it gets done. That's what you'll find a lot in your whiteboard project, is we're so tuned into it's got to be a 9-to-5 job. And now you're looking for talent, and the talent's going, I don't really want to work 9 to 5. We have to be willing to adapt and build a creative plan around this. And you will find people that will retain, they will stay with you. There will be loyalty because you respect the fact that they want some time back. So that's new to our economy, if you will.
And I think new in the last few months. I think one thing that coronavirus has done is just totally changed how we think about work and time and where work gets done and how work gets done. And it's just like taking all the barriers off of it. The other thing I would say about an assistant is, I watch some people get overwhelmed by the thought of an assistant, like, oh my gosh, I have to hire someone, and that's gonna be complicated, and I have to manage someone. But you can find people in a contract basis just to knock off projects for you one at a time, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to actually hire an assistant. But you can go to Fiverr, you can go to Upwork. I've done that a lot, just hire people at a really low rate and knock off some of those red circled projects for me. That's another way to do it.
You basically are a lead generator of work for them, right? They're willing to say, I don't want to hunt for the work, but if somebody comes to me and says, hey, do this little project for, X amount of dollars, they'll do it all day. They'll absolutely do it all day.
Yeah.
But there are, you know, guys, I mean, here's the reality is there are professionals out there who are willing, able, and excited to do your social media content for you. There's people that are ready, willing, excited to do your marketing and your transaction coordination and your accounting and all that stuff. You have to be brave enough and wise enough to just say, that's not my strength, and it behooves me to find somebody that can turn that into a bigger strength of my business. This is now being a CEO. This is not just running, you know, doing closing after closing. This is being a CEO.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Love it. What about, so Justin, to wrap up, what are this stuff for you personally? Like what's on the green? What's on the green list? What's circled in green for you? Like what do you focus on spending your time on?
Yeah, green for me is absolutely staying high 30,000 foot level of the business. So it's reading and understanding where the market is going. It's investigating new products and new initiatives. For me, it's consulting with other people, thought leaders, influencers, getting their take on things. So for me, research and development is a big, big piece of this, right? I don't need to be in the trenches executing the plan, but if I'm stagnant and I don't know where things are going next, that's a problem for my team. That's a problem for me. So I spend a lot of time just digging in and listening to others. But for me, especially, it's just being around people. It's calling people, texting people, emailing people, sending bomb videos to people, meeting with them, playing a little bit of golf, going and having a coffee if we can. You know, that's where it is just getting in conversation, because that conversation leads me to something every time. It leads me to something that I can turn into a revenue opportunity every single time. And it's not that I'm asking for it. It's not that I'm saying, hey, what can I do for you today? Who, you know, Brian Buffini's amazing. That stuff is amazing and it works, but that never worked for me because it didn't feel genuine. I'm not going to say, hey, by the way, who do you know? Right. I think it's a good thing to do, but I have to be in a longer conversation, 5, 10, an hour long conversation to figure out how I can help them. So I have to spend time with people. Absolutely.
Yeah. So connecting with people is your green stuff, and R&D. I love that.
Yeah.
R&D. Yeah. Cool. All right. I think we're all way smarter. It's so good. Justin's so good. Yeah. So appreciate everything you share, man. And appreciate you and our friendship. Appreciate you and your team being a part of Alpha State. You all are the best. So,
hey, before we go, Eric, I've said this before. I hit a rough patch, like I said, a few weeks ago. And the one thing I will say is I knew certainty was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I knew I would see Eric happy, smiling, that beautiful smile with that, just, you have such energy. And I knew that would be my 8 o'clock every day. Now at 8:30, you might just crash and start yelling at the kids and throwing stuff all over the house. I don't know, but that 20 minutes for me set the tone, dude. You are doing work that there's no quantifiable way to say thank you. It's not, you can't even imagine how much you're impacting people. So at the risk of being sappy, thanks, dude. I love you. You have saved a lot of lives and a lot of probably relationships, and it means the world. So I can't wait to hear you say top of the morning every day.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Right on, brother.
Hug. Let's virtual hug. Hug it out. Yeah.
Dang, I missed you.
All right. Thank you, Justin. You're the man. So appreciate you. And thanks everyone for being here live. I see a lot of you here live. A lot of you will be also checking out the recording. You all are the best. Have an amazing Tuesday. Can't wait to see you tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
Everyone, take care. Bye.
Thanks, guys.